Hi guys, it's Mia. So I finally decided to make a video talking about the Page Program and how to get into the Page Program, only because so many people ask me. It's unreal. I'll be talking about what the program is if you don't know, and what you do in the program, and then I'll also be talking about the application process. It's pretty intensive, but there's different steps to get in. Disclaimer, things constantly change the program. They're actually really good about feedback and like asking, you know, what makes for a better experience. Little things may change, but the foundation and most of the process stays the same. So just putting that out there. Basically, the NBC Universal Page Program is put on by NBC. It's a year-long, it's a little more than a year, but they don't tell you that. It's a year-long postgraduate program. People right out of school to like people in their late 20s, even though it's mostly people who are like their first year out of school. I've been working in DC for a year when I interviewed. It's prestigious. It's super hard to get into, or so they say. Aubrey Plaza was a Page, one of the CEOs of Disney, Regis from Regis and Kelly. Mindy Kaling wrote in her memoir, actually, she tried to be a Page, but she didn't get in. So as you can see, a lot of good people come out of the Page Program. Most people in the program go on to be executives at NBC and at other big entertainment companies. We could talk more about that later. It's a rotational program, and it's designed so that you see different parts of entertainment throughout the whole year. You get 4 rotations, and they're all 3 months long, and that makes for a year. You switch every 3 months. It's in different departments. LA, you do 4 rotations. New York, you do 3. So the reason you do 3 in New York is because your first rotation, or they call it your ambassadorship rotation, your first rotation in New York is actually giving tours of 30 Rock. So clearly if you've seen the show 30 Rock, everyone's like, oh, Kenny the Page. And you have to wear a uniform. We wear like the infamous Page uniform in New York. In LA, we didn't wear them that much, only when we work special events, just because like LA is so chill. This is the kind of thing they wear to work. So way long ago, you used to apply to the program, get in, and then you decide if you want to do New York or LA. But now you have to decide which one you want to do before you do the program. So in your application, you know, I'm going to do New York or I'm going to do LA. They're a little bit different. New York is clearly in New York. It's very news-based and it's very late-night based. So they do SNL, they do Jimmy Fallon, and then of course they have like Today Show and all the CNBC and all that other stuff. The LA program is clearly more television and film-based. Focus Features is a rotation I did. They have E, which I also did, NBC Cable, NBC Entertainment, PR, like all of that stuff. That is what you're doing every single day. But then you also get opportunities to work really high profile events. You get to be stand-ins for celebrities on the red carpet the day of, before they all get there. You get to present movie screenings. You're basically just like a walking brand ambassador. You do get paid, not a lot, and again, like I said, everything changes. When I started, I had the pleasure of getting $12 an hour, and then it bumped up to 14 like halfway through. But the Pages now I think are getting, I don't want to lie, I don't know, but they're making way more, and I am a little bit salty because it's hard to live in California. Either way, NBC does make sure to pay its Pages, which is good. It's better than nothing, I guess, even though it's still not enough. The nice thing they do is they do give you a relocation fee if you get in. It's not that much, but it's like a start because you're like starting your career, you know? I'll let you know my first big secret that I tell everybody that I talk to. The program is extremely business focused. If you want to be a writer, if you want to be a host, if you want to be an actor, this program, it is meant to develop people who want to be business executives. It's extremely practical. There's not like writing rotations or like hosting rotations. You have to be open-minded. If you go in knowing what you want to do, it's kind of a waste of time, honestly, other than the fact that like you meet a lot of people. So I went in being like, I'm open-minded. Even though I have an idea of the different things I want to do, I still don't mind trying a gazillion different things and meeting a lot of people in the process. And that was my mindset going in. But if you really know what you want to do and it's not business related, just be prepared. There's 4 cohorts. There's May, there's August, which was when I did the program, there's November, and then there's February, February, May, August, November. I think that's it. Anyway, there's 4. Follow them on social media because the website literally doesn't tell you like anything. They don't give you like any details. Moving on. So the process, you have the application clearly that you do online. You have the video interview, which is not Skype. You don't interview with another person. You're just talking to a camera and it's like a countdown, which I'll get to in a few minutes. And then you have the panel, which is the in-person interview, but it's a group panel. So it's not a one-on-one, it's a group. We'll get to that too. So the application, it's kind of almost like any other application. At first. Your previous jobs and where you went to college and your name and your address. Did I even really have to say that? But then it's kind of like essay based. You get an essay question. They're very situational because the Page Program, one of their big pillars is like rolling with the punches. You're gonna be thrown into a lot of and they just want to basically know that you can handle it and that you're down to do anything. Name a time you didn't get along with your boss. How did you handle it? Name a time you didn't get along with a coworker. How did you handle it? When's the last time you had to deal with a big change? How did you handle that? A lot of it's like, how do you handle it? How did you deal with it? What did you do to move forward? Those kind of questions. My advice to you, I keep a note on my phone of like lessons I've learned from every single job. It's kind of almost like an ongoing diary so that in future interviews, I can always use those previous experiences. You don't want to have typos. You want to be someone who they can count on to like type an email to a high-level executive. The main thing they're looking for is for you to just answer the question completely. Don't just say like, here's a time I struggled. Talk about how you moved past it. 2 to 3 essay questions, and then they usually do like one fun question. Mine was describe yourself in 140 characters, or describe yourself in a tweet. Really kind of dates me, which is so weird. They probably change it up every cohort. So there's the application. Video interview. Like I said, it's not Skype. It's not like you have a call with one of the Page Program directors or managers. It's basically gonna count you down 3, 2, 1 and then flash the question on the screen, and you have like 30 seconds to answer it. What they're looking for here is really just someone who, again, like you're gonna be dealing with executives and famous people. New York, you're clearly giving tours to the public. It's a lot of high pressure sometimes, depending on what assignment you're in. And they just wanna know that you can carry yourself. Again, kind of like the essay, if they ask, you know, like name a time blank. What did you do to get past it? You want to answer every part of the question. I think I talked about that in my job series as well. You guys should just really go watch that after this. Any question I answer in an interview, I talk about the lesson I got from it, and that's the easiest way to just kind of button a question or an answer up. So yeah, you don't want to have a lot of things going on. You want to have, you know, you want to be where it's not noisy. Do not wear sweats. Do not wear pajamas. Think it's like, say hi, Dan.
Hi. Hello, people.
But yeah, that's that part. The panel interview, so this is when you fly out to New York or LA, and it's a group interview with like, there's like 7 other people in the panel, and you're facing the NBC Page Program directors. They usually invite like a guest or 2 who work at NBC. It is nerve-wracking. Panel has a few different parts. Let's see. The first part, they ask like 1 or 2 of the situational questions, and they ask the same question to everyone on the panel, and they go down the panel and you have to all answer in front of each other. You just have to believe that like your story is your story and like not trying to be competitive. Next, they put you in small groups, like 3 people or 4 people. We had like a sticky pad and markers, and they make you basically do a group activity. Ours was to do an Instagram post for the Page Program. We just like draw it and then write a caption, but they're probably like change it every time, so it's not gonna be the same thing, but it's like something in that realm. They sit there and they watch how you do it and how you think and how you interact with people. So you just always have to be cognizant of like how you are. Next, you do get to do a one-on-one. The 4 like judges or however many they are go to different rooms. You just get like a 5-minute one-on-one with that person, and you don't get a choice of who you go in with, they choose. And then finally, the 4th part is something you actually have to prepare. We had to give a tour of a place that's special to us. It couldn't be like a real tour we've ever given. If you were like a student tour guide, you can't give a tour of your college. Mine was a tour of my home studio, because clearly like YouTube means a lot to me. I grew up doing YouTube. So I gave a tour of my house, but it was like my home studio. So I was like, welcome to my house where I've made all my videos ever. Upstairs in the hallway, I made this like scary movie trailer, and then in my backyard I made the Notebook scene remake. You know, you work in like what like each little place means to you. Someone did a tour of their DVR, which is really creative. They did all the shows they're watching and what they mean to them. Someone did like their favorite album. Someone did like a tour of their like summer house where like all their family memories happen. It shows that you can walk somebody through something and give directions and be personable. They made us do that first, and I was so happy we got it out the way, because if we had to wait, I would have like myself. It's just these 4 parts, but they could be in any order, any time. They don't pay for you to fly out, and they don't pay for you to be housed. You should also know, get familiar with the NBC properties. When I was interviewing, I prepared by reading blog posts on applying to the program. I don't think there were any YouTube videos about it. It was just like a few blog posts, but they were like, they will quiz you intensely on NBC's history. Like, you need to know the day it was formed, the founders' names and spelling. Like, you need to know every single subsidiary of NBC. So that means like like Focus Features, like all the different like companies that NBC owns. I studied it and I like memorized it. They asked like 1 question, and I was just like, that's fine. Yeah, I don't know if it's that intense anymore. They could always bring it back at any point. So I would just say get familiar with you know, all of that stuff. It definitely helps, doesn't hurt, but you don't have to like be sweating bullets about them asking you questions about it. Now that we've gotten through all the logistics, just overall, my experience with the program, it was my dream to get in, and it was my dream to do it, and like I would not change it for the world. I wouldn't change any rotation I had. I wouldn't change any experience or any person I met or any hardship I had or any success I had. Clearly you're at the bottom of the barrel, like you're gonna mail, you're gonna get lunches for people sometimes or all the time. You're gonna have to do something you don't wanna do. You're gonna have to do the worst work. That didn't bother me. Most teams are nice, but some teams are very cold, and you're there for a whole 3 months, you don't know how they feel about you, and you're also, I think, just the nature of it, right? It's a revolving door. So you're leaving to a new assignment every 3 months. Some people really wanna invest in their pages, some supervisors, and then other people don't want to invest in their pages at all. To me, community is everything, so that was what made it hard for me. I worked in the parks, the theme park's my first one. I worked at Focus Features during award season, so it was during the Oscars. In PR, my third assignment was absolutely one of my favorites. It was e-marketing. I had a fantastic team. It's like the most creative, actually, out of all the assignments that I got to do, surprisingly, was marketing, and clearly I love E, and I work there now as a production assistant on Nightly Pop, which is our late night show. Plug, go watch it. Sundays and Mondays. My fourth assignment was at Digital Lab. If you want to know more specifics about specific things, my stomach just growled, I'll tell you. I'm not gonna say it on a video, but that was as much as I'll say to the internet. Oh, and I know I'm gonna get this question too, so I'll answer it. You don't get to choose your assignments. You get to sort of rank them. In the very beginning, I was like, I'd love to try marketing. I don't really know what PR is, but I want to know more about it. And I was like, I really want to do digital. And I told her up front, like when we have our first one-on-one, here are the things, so it wasn't blindsided and it wasn't like fake, like, oh, like, I want this assignment. So I was very upfront in the beginning, and I feel like I did get very lucky. So one more thing, there's a graduation period. So when you graduate the program, you basically get another 3 months tacked on. You get paid when you're in graduation period. What they do is you're basically a temp. So if an assistant's on vacation, it's not like, oh, they're gone for the day, like an exec needs somebody on their desk answering their calls. So you could be applying to jobs one day when you're in graduation period in the page office, which is like full of computers and like couches and stuff where all the pages hang out. Next day you can be like the assistant for a day for the president of NBC Entertainment or like E or something like that. I just got out as soon as I could, and I'm happy I did, but then people who stayed like liked it. So I don't have any regrets about that. Most people who like stay those 3 months don't have any regrets either, because it gives you time to transition to a new role. They sort of help you get jobs. They look out for you, whether it's at NBC or not at NBC. They want you to work at NBC, clearly. But I left for a temporary amount of time, so you can do whatever you want. You're your own person. A question I get all the time is like, is it bad that I don't have any internships in entertainment or media? One of my good friends, Christina, who got into the program the same year I got, or the same month I got in, she literally never had an internship in entertainment. Like, they don't care about that. They just want to know that you love entertainment. I should have pointed that out earlier. The main thing they want to know in your application is like how badly you want to work in entertainment. But yeah, it really is a special experience. People come out here and they like don't have friends because they don't know anybody. But I feel really lucky that I had a job when I came out here. Group of friends from the Page Program, some of my best friends that I know I'll still talk to if I ever move anywhere else. It's just like fun. I have like really fond memories. I'm really, really grateful for the experience, like times a million. I don't think I'd be the hard bitch I am today without it. I'm totally kidding. I don't think I'd be the person I am today without it, truly. Would I recommend it? People ask me this. Why not? I think it's an individual basis. If I talked to you and I knew more about what you wanted, then I could probably give an assessment, but like, it just depends on who you are and what you want to do. If you have any more questions, leave a comment. I've been talking for so long, my voice is so dry. You guys are probably like, her voice is like nails on a chalkboard. So I'm gonna get out of here, but if you have any questions for me, leave a comment, message me, tweet me, Instagram, message me, whatever you want to do. I'm happy to help. And thank you for watching. I hope this helps. I know I'm missing a gazillion things because it's so complex, but again, that's why there's questions and that's why I'm here. I have really exciting things coming up this summer. I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you again.